r/askreddit. What's something that gets an unnecessary amount of hate? Tom from Tom and Jerry. He just wants to chill while that little piece of shit annoys him all the time. Same with Squidward. He just wants to live in an artistic and sophisticated lifestyle, but is stuck living next to two dumbasses. But when he got what he wanted, moving to a squid district, he lost his rocks in the monotony. He kinda needs shaking up from time to time to enjoy the boring activities. Old people doing young people trends. They just want to be part of the fun. Robert Pattinson. Sure, he got famous for the Twilight movies, and no, they're not very good, but all of the weird independent films he's made after that really scream that this poor guy just wants to be appreciated as an actor. One film will change anyone's mind about him, Lighthouse. A damn masterpiece. That guy can act. Guy Fieri. He seems like a genuinely good person. In 2017 and 2018, he cooked for thousands of victims and first responders affected by the California wildfires. Everyone, if you're a human being, there's likely many reasons someone would want you dead and countless more why people would think you're a horrible person. Humanity in general needs to chill. The amount of people that get death threats over things is ridiculous. The word moist. I'm just describing this nice cake I'm eating, and you're acting like I'm reciting ancient curses from the Satanic Bible. Bandwagon hating on someone in general is a huge problem. I try to make a point to have a full explanation of why I dislike something before I go hating on it. Also, I am open to debate said dislike. Ever see the hate content creators on YouTube? Just pick an upcoming release of a game, movie, album, whatever. They'll have a 10-minute and 5-second video about how it sucks. The best is when they start spewing nonsense about the company only in it for the money when they're making videos to maximize ad revenue, and obviously couldn't care less about what they're talking about. The problem is content is rated and monetized by how many eyeballs look. If you scream the new Star Wars is a shit pile of garbage, more people will click your videos. People that agree and disagree. If your title is the new Star Wars is pretty good, who's going to click on that? So now we have hundreds of videos calling Star Wars bad, and the general consensus is it must be bad because all these videos tell me it's bad. Everything Reddit decides it doesn't like. Reddit is like getting together all the bullied kids of the generation to unite in bullying others. That explains a lot, actually. The most celebrated Canadian alt-rock band of the mid-90s, the Bare Naked Ladies. People hate BNL? Who hates them? Jeff Winger? That one spoon in your kitchen you hate for no reason. For us, it's a 3-pronged fork. I didn't bring it home, and neither did my wife, so we don't even have an origin story. All I know is whenever I prepare dinner, she gets that fork. That's called a threek. Anything that becomes overrated will stir up a counter-movement of hate, from Skyrim to Neil deGrasse Tyson. The top comment will be adoring said idol, but the most upvoted first reply will be saying it's trash. It's like people feel like they have to correct the 5-star rating by voting 1 star, even though their real opinion is 3.5 stars. This really annoys me with IMDb. Some people enjoy the movie 10 out of 10. Next thing, a bunch of trolls come in with 1-star rating and some story about how it only deserves 5 out of 10, so they're trying to offset the 10s. Like, give the show the rating you think it deserves. Don't try to rebalance the average. Being born in this generation because our music sucks. I don't get that. We were born in the generation where we could go to YouTube or Spotify and listen to literally any music since the beginning of recording of music to stuff released literally 5 minutes ago. Being born in this generation is, for music, fantastic. I agree. We can listen to our music as well as any music made before us. This really is the best time to be alive as a music fan. Any media that's particularly popular with teenage girls. I remember when I was 13, 14, and One Direction was just getting big, and I got made fun of liking them by actual adults. Like, I know you guys acted the same with NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. Do not come for me and let me enjoy being a teenage girl in peace. Hating on any version of escapism, be it movies, video games, music, books, etc., makes zero fucking sense to me as all are purely optional. No one has to partake in any kind of escapism they don't like, so what the fuck is the point of hating on a genre of music or certain movies or whatever? It seems like people on that level just want to be mad at something for the sake of being mad. Basically anything that everyone under the age of 15 is into. The irony is, the majority and plurality of people that hate on it, the thing that they were into at that age was the thing the internet hated at that time in the same way. Fortnite bad, Minecraft good? I remember when Reddit, and the internet in general, didn't like Minecraft because it was full of cringy preteens in the exact same way that Fortnite is hated now. I guarantee you in 5 to 7 years' time, Fortnite will be seen in the same way as Minecraft is seen now. It happened with Minecraft, it happened with Call of Duty, it happened with RuneScape, it happened with Halo. Heck, the likes of World of Warcraft and Dungeons & Dragons always used to be stereotyped as that game that only loser nerds in their mom's basement play, which was a dumb assumption to begin with, but now anyone and their dog can say they have an account or campaign and no one bats an eye. You'd be raked over the coals for admitting that a decade or so ago. Vegetables. I eat them regularly since I was a kid, and it just blows my mind that there are people who take eating vegetables as punishment, or they need to learn to like it or cook it because somehow they find it disgusting in raw state. I can't imagine not eating at least one kind of vegetable once a day. I think a lot of the disdain comes from parents who don't know how to cook. I hated a lot of things growing up, but it was because my parents couldn't cook worth shit. It resulted in me learning how to cook and taking it seriously to right their wrongs. Now I enjoy vegetables. Shitty beer. Look, no one is making you drink Bud Light or Coors. You can also choose not to drink if the beer that is provided to you is that bad. I say this as a person who drinks way more than I should and chooses not to drink shitty beer. A lot of media hate, I think, comes from being overhyped and overpromised, and then what we watch doesn't live up to the expectations despite being pretty good. Because some movies are hyped up like they're going to be a genre-defining landmark of cinema, the monument of a generation that'll be talked about for centuries. And what actually comes out is a real fun action-adventure film you thoroughly enjoyed, but not some historic event. And the world hates it because it didn't change their life or change the movie industry forever. What I mean is that it's okay if not everything is literally the best movie ever made. You can't use the absolute legends of popular culture as the measuring stick for other media. Pop music. Don't like Taylor Swift? Don't listen to her music. It has literally never, in the entire breadth of human history, been easier to find music that fits your taste. Taylor Swift isn't my cup of tea, but I got given a ticket to one of her shows, and holy moly, what a thrilling spectacle, where every part of the audience got a special segment of the show, including the rotating stage that lifted into the air to the same level as the absolute cheapest tickets. So many costume changes, constant energy, and entertaining as fuck. It was awesome, and I'm glad I went. iPhone/Android hatred. Who the F cares what phone other people have? I like my Apple. Why do people have to tell me their Android is superior and my phone is trash when they see that? I used to have an Android. People always used to make fun of me for having one until I switched to an iPhone. Then I have people making fun of my inferior iPhone. Phone users can't ever win. People who've been in jail. I mean, they already paid for their crime. Can we let them have a regular job and join society again without spitting on them for the rest of their life? We got a new operations manager in the largest of the facilities I cover at work, and he decided to do background checks on all employees. Fired a forklift driver who has been here for 7 years because he was a convicted felon. I'm like, come on, the guy has worked in this place for 7 years, but one of the hardest workers in what? He's pulling the long con or something? Ridiculous. Probably late to this, but I felt I should add, men who are into girly things. Like any male who likes something girly instantly gets criticized by the entirety of society, including their own parents. Like, what the fuck is up with this? Edit. Thank you, kind stranger, for my first gold. I wish upon you to be never unnecessarily criticized. As a meat eater, I'm going to have to go with vegans. I don't think I will ever be one personally. I also don't think they deserve as much hate as they get, especially when you consider that most/all of it is a result of shit they don't do. The theory I've heard is that there's this weird cognitive dissonance in place, where on some level we agree that vegans actually have a point. But admitting they have a point would require us either to change our habits or admit that we're hypocrites, neither of which is desirable. So people take the third option and bash the vegans back down to our level, creating an anti-vegan circle jerk to resolve the dissonance. It no longer matters if vegans have a point because now you can counter that they're preachy or they're rude or they shove it down our throats, etc. The good vegans have to carefully walk on plant-based eggshell substitutes and assure us that their diet is a purely personal choice, because if they don't, we default to viewing their diet as a personal attack on our morals and actions. Anakin in the Star Wars prequels. Everyone is focused on how hammy and bad his performance was. Meanwhile, he speaks with the same cadence and delivery that Darth Vader had in the original trilogy movies. He nailed it perfectly, but all it gets is hate. I don't think anyone could have made that dialogue work. Harrison Ford was right when he said, "George, you can type this shit, but you sure can't say it." Spiders. They're useful for holding down populations of lots of pests. I don't think people consciously hate spiders. I think it's a deep-rooted, feral evolutionary fear. I know cognitively spiders are great. Primarily, I will shit myself if one crawls on me. Popular emo bands. Sleeping with Sirens, Black Veil Brides, Bring Me the Horizon, etc. Just because you've seen some cringy 13-year-old girls liking them doesn't mean the entire fanbase, and especially the band itself, is bad. I get it if you don't like that style of music, but people get really pressed over others liking these bands for no reason. Women with short hair. My mom is being so insufferable about it. I'm getting it cut for my birthday and she's acting like I single-handedly destroyed Indian culture because short hair is an Indian, and that I'm not appreciating the gift God gave me because she could never have long hair. I do not want to cut it short, and that's disgraceful. It also has some shit to do with religion or whatever, and through telling her countless times I don't believe in God, she still insists I do, and that's why I'm on the wrong path with short hair. IDFK, I don't get it, but hopefully as soon as I can get into college, I can just keep it short for however the hell long I want. Skylar White. She did everything she could to protect her kids from her deranged and psychotic drug-dealing husband. Please like, comment, and subscribe, otherwise this little man is going to shoot down this poor begging squirrel. Thank you for watching.